Hi, I'm Lou. We're in another episode of My Car Story. I'm here with Dan Gills. Dan, nice to see you. Nice to see you. We've got his 1969 Ford Mustang Shelby, so we're going to take a look at that. I'll jump behind the camera like I usually do. And Dan, let's start right off the bat. And we've got the reflective tape on the front.
Correct. Those are the
sides.
laser stripes. They're reflective, so they give it kind of a
let me jump this way, and we're going to get this shot right here. There's little things you wouldn't notice, like
you've got the scoops in the front fenders. Those are totally different fenders than any of the Mustangs. They're all fiberglass. They're extended 18 inches, so that's what gives the front end that good scoop look to it.
Okay, and there's the scoops you were talking about. It's got the 5-liter depth.
And then you've got...
Let's take a look at the Cobra wheels here. Zoom in on that Cobra emblem.
Yeah, those are those originally were a magnesium and steel mag, but they've since changed those to one that's a little safer to use. They actually fell apart, the original.
Really? And they got the very specific...
The back scoops, they are actually functional. There are little air ducts that go to the back. Even though they're a drum brake, they still bring some air into that back wheel well area.
Now, is that an original roll bar?
Yes, that is the original, the factory roll bar that they put into the floor, and then it has the belts, the extra belts hanging off the roll bar.
Just so people can see kind of the details here.
Oh, the one you were talking about?
Let's actually, usually I don't open the trunk as people know. Let me take a shot at the back before we do that.
And then that is different because that you have the center collector that the exhaust comes out the center below the bumper where the license plate would originally be.
Yes.
On a regular Mustang.
Gorgeous. Let's actually open the trunk.
Get around.
Jump in there, Dan.
All right.
This car is so gorgeous, even in the trunk. And that opens up there.
The door actually opens. That is the trap door that goes from when the seat is folded down completely. So you can open the trap door.
And was this an original spare?
Yes, this is the original spare for this car. You know, there wasn't enough room and the trunks were so small as it was, so they made that inflatable spare, so that is correct.
Well, let's shut that trunk, and we'll get it. They have the antenna in the back.
Yes, that's a Shelby antenna that was added instead of being on the front fender because the fenders are different.
We're going to take a look at the inside.
It's pretty much a standard Mustang interior, except this is one of the first ones, so it has the light teak wood. It's a little lighter than the dark brown inserts. But most of the interiors, you know, standard Mustang, except for the special console with the extra gauges and such, that was a Shelby.
Tell me about, is that, I'm focusing on the, is that mirrors? Is that the two mirrors there?
No, actually those are your switches for the fog lights. It has the Lucas lights in the front.
And is that standard?
Yeah, that was a Shelby option.
A Shelby option. So let's take a look at that.
As are those gauges.
And the gauges were the option?
Yes, those were Shelby option as well.
And the clock?
The clock is a standard, you know, the standard Mustang clock.
Okay. And we've actually got Shelby.
And in the back seat is the Mustang fold-down rear seat area, because not all the Mustangs had the fold-down rear seat.
And was it, now here's the roll bar we were talking about that you could see.
Yes, if you move the seats, let's see if we can get them to, well, I've got the belts kind of locked in here, so they're going to give you a hard time.
All right, there we go.
But there you go. Yeah, that's a Shelby option, the roll bar, and then the seat belts, so they come around and latch around you.
And the seat belt connects right up to the roll bar.
Correct. It collects, you know, comes out and goes around the seat and locks.
Wow. All right, let's shut that seat, and let's shut the door, and let's take a look under the hood. And that may take us a moment, just because
it takes a minute or two to open
up the hood locks, which are standard.
Standard for the Shelby.
Now, is this hood fiberglass or
The
is it?
hood is all fiberglass. The fenders are all fiberglass.
Got it. Didn't know that.
Trunk lid is all fiberglass as well.
Really?
And then it's a standard 428. They didn't do much for high output on these Shelbys because it was getting away from that Shelby era. So that's basically just a stock 335 horsepower, but 428.
Yes.
All the smog equipment is intact.
Beautiful. Dan, you stay right there, Dan, with your car. Thanks for being on my car story.
Thank you.